There is a whole bunch of people who just like they've never talked about it because you're just supposed to know when you arrive. But the way that you're supposed to know is from watching porn.
Welcome to In Moderation,
the show where we give you a moderate dose of info, sarcasm, and we already know we're not approved.
Hey, recording.
And that's the end. Thank you, everybody.
Hello,
for
everybody.
joining.
Welcome to In Moderation, the podcast where there's some moderation, but mostly just anarchy and chaos.
And we
Can
already
just hire
know
her as the intro for every episode now.
Whenever I'm on, I just intro.
Nailed it.
Thanks.
Good night, everybody. That was it.
the last time I did the intro, me and Liam had like a 10-minute talk about World War II, which must have been a landslide victory for your ratings on Apple.
Well, don't forget you had that cute little photo of
that cute little photo of him ended up being
banana hammock,
making it so that we can't monetize that episode on YouTube.
Oh, weird how that works. But
Really?
You can monetize mine in a bikini.
But I could monetize yours.
Double standards.
They hate me because they ain't me. That's what the kids say.
For context, Rob just posted a bit like the episode, and it's me in a bikini, and I was like, "Bro, where did you even? I barely post me in a bikini. Where did you get this?"
That's how you get the money.
And then literally he was like, "We've had a lot of downloads," and I'm like, "Yeah, I wonder why. People probably think I'm OnlyFans."
Rob understood.
It's an audio podcast. What are you gonna like describe boobs during the show?
Oh my
like
God.
what's
They feel
it's
like
a video podcast. Maybe they thought I was sitting here in a bikini.
The world is full of brain rot. Everybody stop being perverts. Just be kind to yourselves. Might start to rub off on others.
He said the thing.
I did. I just swallowed my water wrong. I had soda come through my nose. By the way, that's the only way that diet soda can be bad for you is if it goes down the wrong way and up through your nose. Because I am struggling right now.
Or if you drink 80 of them every day.
So that too. Or yeah, if you're a lab rat. So Paul Saladino, you win this round, damn you.
I've seen that guy who does the I'm addicted to soda and the amount he drinks. And I'm like, that amount seems like it could be bad.
I like him
I'm
and
very
I don't
jealous.
get.
I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen the I don't give a fuck guy?
I like
I
that.
talk to him.
About
I
how
have
he's
his
done
number.
cocaine
We
and,
chat
like-
via text. We buddies. He says
I'm
I should
so
go
jealous.
visit him. And I'm like, if I didn't have a child, I would definitely go out and do a collab with fucking I don't give a fuck foods. That would be dope as shit. I would fucking chug Red
I don't
40,
need you to visit. I used to dig crack
vomit
rocks out of the
blue
carpet.
That'd be great.
I wonder how many of the stories are true.
Judging by a lot,
believe all of them.
All of them.
I'm gonna believe all of them.
Yeah. He released some of them. He can actually rap pretty well, surprisingly well.
I'm not surprised. What do you mean surprisingly?
I mean, just for a guy that's like, done so much, looks like a coral reef. I feel like, being able to rap seems like it might be kind of hard, but he's very good at it.
A lot of rappers do a lot of drugs and stuff. Like, come on, probably helps.
I mean, if you're a musician, you kind of have to do drugs. It's part of the whole thing.
Jesse, our new friend, have you done any drugs
Mike's
lately?
like, don't start that. I'm a musician.
Welcome to the podcast. Have you done drugs?
Oh yeah, this is your first introduction to this podcast.
Yeah.
It's complete anarchy. Well, no, you have an In Moderation shirt.
Yeah.
You're a fan. I like it.
Yeah.
So it's just some episodes.
Tell the audience who you are.
I'm a
when they're
busy
done.
guy, Rob.
When I'm working, I play your guys' YouTube channel in the background to help you guys monetize.
Yay! Except for
More
Mike's
than I
episode.
do. I don't listen to our episodes. Fuck that
I actually
shit.
didn't.
That one's on a block list.
It's fine. Just trying to be helpful, guys. So I just try and support my friends.
I can't even get the money from
the drug
that,
question. I'd
by
just
the way.
like to point out.
Do we
Because
want to
can
talk about
I-
who's done drugs?
No.
I was like, I did try to divert that.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody who's
helpful.
done drugs, put up your hand.
It's a podcast.
Perfect.
So how are we doing this roundtable? Is this it? Alex just
This is it.
creates
Yep.
anarchy. Oh,
Yeah.
I like this. Picasso.
I think we should introduce Jesse because
We
a
should
lot of people
introduce all of us,
listening.
technically. Maybe
Well,
we
I guess
haven't
we
listened to our
should. Yeah.
episode.
Well, you and I we're
Yeah.
frequent flyers here, and I hope people are familiar with Rob.
How about
and
Jesse
Liam.
goes first, and then we can go?
Yeah, we'll do it that
So
way.
you're making me go first? I feel like that's not fair.
You know you
I
best.
thought it was polite. I thought that was respectful.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like you're putting all the pressure on the new guy, but that's all right.
You're more comfortable on the camera than we are, Mr. Mistletoe over here.
I mean, I don't know about that, but we'll see. Yeah. my intro, I suppose. My name's Jesse. I go by Progressive Overhaul on all social platforms. I was once really fucking fat. I can swear, right? Yes. I was once really
Fuck yeah.
fucking fat. I was over 500 pounds. I've lost over 250 through diet, exercise, and not hating my life, which is a very important part of losing weight. I dance half naked on the internet once a week. I somehow became the dude that dances half naked while shaking loose skin, and that's a thing that people watch. I'm not entirely sure why, but they do.
Hey, we don't judge people's fetishes here.
There you
Oh
go,
my
exactly.
God.
And yeah, that's me.
Well, I think it's for a lot of people. Like you've lost way more than I have, so I'm the second up. I'm the second contender here for that.
I think we've lost the same amount of weight, Mike.
Yeah, if you were to go like from how many times we've lost it over and over again,
Yeah.
were you able to lose 110? You were 110 pounds heavier than you are right now, right?
No, I was 60 pounds heavier twice. So I was 120 pounds total.
Maybe if you were to scale
I mean, if you're
have,
counting how much you've lost accumulated, I'm at like freaking like 900.
That's what Mike did.
Me too. It's because I gained and lost 100 pounds at least 4 times, and then there were like little bits of no. But I'm talking just like from top to bottom.
I swear you said that when you say 110 pounds, that you had said that was like the accumulation of weight that you've lost.
No. If I were to go on that metric, I have no idea.
Thinking that for months now.
Have you not seen my before picture?
I have, and that's why I was like, that's not 60 pounds.
No, I was a round fella. Yeah.
It's like, my bad.
I think like, because there are some people out there who were much heavier than me or Alex ever were.
Oh yeah.
And they see you as like somebody who has achieved, because they see us and they're like, okay, great, whatever. They went from heavier to, in shape, but they see someone like you who is probably a little bit more like them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, maybe I can do it. Like this guy's doing it. And not only is he doing it, but he's rocking it.
I was going to say, I saw a comment on one of your posts, I think I was looking today, and somebody had said that they've been like a longtime follower, and one of the biggest things that they've seen that they really appreciated was just how your energy and your confidence have continued to increase. And I feel like that's so cool to see, because obviously like it's a scary journey and you're being so vulnerable, and to see you just like feeling better, like physically, but then also mentally and emotionally is like really, really cool.
I think one of the video concepts I've been thinking about is doing something like comparing my original, like the first video I ever posted on social media to now, because the first video I posted, you can like see and hear how intimidated and terrified I am of just being in front of a camera. And like, it's kind of crazy to me because I know the comment that you're talking about because it hit home, because that's absolutely true. Every single week I can feel my confidence going up. I get more and more brazen with my dances and my jokes. I mean, come on, the mistletoe joke was a little aggressive, but I still went for it. Right?
In case you guys were wondering, he walks around with boxers with mistletoe on his dangalang.
Yes, I did. And then I told everybody that they had to abide by the mistletoe rule, but that's I digress. My confidence and my energy and everything has dramatically improved, and that is largely because of social media, and just the amount of support and love that I receive. I mean, in general, of course, my confidence has gone up because of weight loss as well, and just feeling better in my own skin, which I have a lot of. But yeah, I mean, every single week that I get in front of the camera and I do that weekly weigh-in, 100% of the time, I feel slightly better than I did the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Can we really quick, for the benefit of those listening, because all 5 of us here have made a career out of social media and filming ourselves every day for the most part. And I think there are a lot of people for whom that idea is terrifying. And we're just all regular human beings, and we just decided one day to flip the camera on. So I just want to quickly go around and ask everybody, like, what was your first video and what made you want to do it?
I know exactly what my first video is. I remember it very specifically.
You start.
Yeah, so my first video, picture me, thirst trap pose, no shirt on, obviously, of course. What am I going to wear, a fucking shirt when I got abs? Get fuck
Just
out
go to
of
his
here.
profile picture, y'all.
Exactly. with a plate
Got
of
it as my
food,
wallpaper.
pointing at it, and then hold on, no, I'm not even done. Then I didn't even want to talk in like video, so it was the Gorillas. I played the song Gorillas, "Feel Good." I went with that. Classic, great song. No, I know this. I reviewed this in a video. Like, this is the first video I ever did, and I reviewed it. I was like, this is pretty shit, but I'm gonna review it anyway because I got no shame. And yeah, I just like showed, and then I just did the music, and then just like filmed making it. And that was basically, it was like 20 seconds, and that was all. I had just come from Instagram, where I really only posted half naked photos of myself, so I figured I might as well just kind of keep up with that. And then that's what a lot of TikTok was at the beginning, and then it slowly morphed away from that sort of stuff for the better.
You didn't even intend to get into it from the health perspective, like you eventually got into.
Nope, not at all. It was all gym skits at the beginning. It was all dumb gym skits that I had fun making, not gonna lie.
That's so interesting to think about. And then here you are, doing this all this time later.
That's what I'm saying.
I myself,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Anyone?
Sorry, you're streaming from the same Wi-Fi that they uploaded all the beheading videos from the early 2000s.
It really does. Let me tell you, this shit is rough.
I'm expecting them to put a bag over your head at this point.
I feel like I'm in prison.
He really is just like us.
Hoarding Wi-Fi as much as possible. Like, I've been taking it from the guard bits by bits, just tiny bits of Wi-Fi over the time, just enough to stream for this.
Trying to bribe a rat from across the cell to bring it over to you because you can't reach. Like, the key's right there. Come on.
That's how it feels.
My first weight loss video was I was poring over whether or not is this topic important enough? Are the people that see this, are they going to be enticed to watch the second one if this isn't important enough? But then I thought, if it's too important, then the one I'll post the next day, people will be like, well, that one kind of sucks. Not realizing that no one's going to see my first two videos at all. That was not even part of my thought process. But I eventually got to the point that I'm like, you know what? Why is it that everything I do has to be the greatest thing I've ever done? And I filmed one video, no cuts, just walking outside of my old job, and I talked exactly like that. Why does every run I have to do have to be the greatest run I've ever taken, or every meal I've eaten have to be the greatest one I've ever had, or anything like that? And I thought, all right, you know what? That's a pretty decent premise for a video, and it was just me walking and holding my phone mostly, like I do to this very day. And so I'm not terribly embarrassed by my first video, because it's fairly similar to what I do now. Yeah.
Nice work, Mike.
And then there was the vasectomy stuff from years ago. We're not going down that
Well,
road.
of course, you got to bring up the vasectomy stuff.
That was the real.
We're not going to go on a
time,
tangent about vasectomies today.
Yeah, I didn't have the kind of
Alex
fear in front of
being
the camera that I think many other people do.
Like, you're ruining all the fun.
I know. The vasectomy fun. What the hell?
Well, let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
We already had like a 30-minute conversation about it on my podcast.
There's a firm moratorium. They're my balls, my rules. We don't talk about them anymore. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, you type in Mike Pridgeon vasectomy onto Google. Go down that and leave everybody alone. You'll find everything you need to know about me and my nuts. But Alex, what about you? What was your first video here? What made you want to do it?
I honestly can't recall what my first video was, because I posted on Instagram first, and I was doing photos. I was similar to Liam, where I was doing like thirst trappy, but mine weren't actually thirst traps, so don't go back scrolling, y'all. But it was literally just me flexing in the mirror.
Where do you think I got the bikini photo?
Okay, no, that was a recent one, and I know exactly which video you used to get it, so I know. Anyways, but no, I started with just mirror selfies for photos, and then one of my first videos on TikTok was literally just it was COVID was happening, and so I was like, oh, should I not say that word?
What's COVID?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Sometimes
The
it
thing
flags
was
you.
happening.
The great panoramic. So I was alone in a studio apartment. I was waiting for that to happen because I saw him frozen. And so I was really bored and lonely, and so I literally just made a video about Lululemon because I used to work there, and so I was doing like Lululemon tips on how people could like get more bang for their buck and stuff like that, and it just went super viral, and I was like, oh gosh, oops. And then I started posting. I was like, okay, and then I started posting me dancing, and then put like fitness tips because that's what like TikTok was at the time. And then once Reels started, I literally just like moved my TikToks over to Reels and just did that. So it was just kind of me being lonely and bored, and I just knew a lot about clothes at the time. But like when I was posting on Instagram for my fitness stuff, I just wanted people to know that they weren't like alone on their fitness journey. I think that was the biggest thing, is I was so confused. And like, as lame as that sounds, I literally still do it for the same reason. It's just my content's just gotten better.
Me too.
And so,
me too. Same thing. There was no content of like the kind that we made. Not that we're super special or anything, but there's a lot of bullies out there.
Yeah, it's the first. So I had the Lululemon stuff and like random stuff do really well, especially on TikTok, because I started posting reels like once they were there. And then the video that actually, like my first video to get like 5 million views, because to be fair, like the Lululemon ones did get like millions of views and people were like, oh my God, pants. But the one that got like 5 million views was me showing my stomach. And I was literally like me before I eat versus me after. And it was like flat stomach. And then it was like my stomach being bloated and stuff. And like I literally started doing the unposed and unbothered then. So back in like 2020. And then I've just been doing it for 4 years, where I just always have shown my body changing. So it's been similar stuff. It's just kind of, it's evolved. Like literally we were just talking, and I think this is still important to share with your question, which is like my first videos and pictures were me kind of just flexing, not really actually adding value. It was kind of just me as a human being. And then as I started to do like the sounds and stuff, it made sense for content at the time. But like people still want to connect with people. And so we were having the conversation before we hit record, where I was like, I need to start doing consistently more talking videos, because that's what people want. And honestly, it's good as like somebody who creates content. And I do talking videos when they're like reactions and stuff, but I don't do a lot when it's me just being like me. And so it's still scary and it feels uncomfortable, because it is easier for people to judge you, because now it's like, okay, this is actually me. What if people don't like me? And people aren't going to, so that's okay. But yeah, I think it's important to share that, like, even as somebody who's created content this long, it's still scary to like change and to evolve and do that stuff. But I don't know. It's like, if you really want to help people, because that's the thing. And like, helping people doesn't have to be educating. It could be you want to entertain them. You want to connect with them. You want to share something that you learned. Like, it can be anything. But I think people get so in their heads about it.
I don't do much educating. It's a lot
That's
of
a lie.
work.
You're so motivational and inspirational. So it's like your education is different. No, it is a form of education, because you're doing like mental education.
Well, no, I wasn't trying to like downplay what I do.
No.
I've just got like a different angle on things. Because for once, I'm actually not downplaying myself. I appreciate the catch though, because it means a lot. But it's not so much that I'm focusing on like the tactical stuff or the practical stuff. It's more so like the other day I just posted a thing about like your self-hatred is actually very selfish. Like, for you to place yourself at the epicenter of someone else's pain and to treat it as some sort of noble act that you're just going to hate yourself and hold on to a version of yourself that caused that pain that you're perceiving, that's really selfish thing to do. And I got a few messages back about that. That's like, you know what, you're kind of right. Like, I thought I was doing something to benefit others, but to hold on to a version of myself that hurt those people instead of becoming a version of myself that never would again, what was I really doing? And that's not something that I think is really part of the weight loss conversation, at least as far as I've seen. But it's something that I know I needed back in the day. So I'm trying to that's really what I'm trying to deliver, is all the stuff that I didn't hear when I needed to hear.
I think that's the best way that people can go about making content, especially like, because I know, Jesse, obviously you're still technically on your journey, But like for anyone who's maybe past their journey, who's like, well, I'm not in this now. It's not as exciting to share. Cause I know I feel that way sometimes. I'm like you said, you're like, they already lost the weight. They're done with it. But it's like, I just think about what did I need to hear and what do I wish I heard? And like, I still share stuff from the viewpoint of, cause I'm an older sister. And so my sisters are 10 and 12. And I'm like, what do my little sisters need to hear as like growing up in a world where people are still body shaming and fear mongering food and doing these things? Like, what do I wish they knew?
That's literally, I have a video where I literally say that my whole content, whenever I make a video, my thought process is, what did old me need to hear? What would old me have resonated with? What would I have found valuable? What would have made me laugh and just made me connect to the content? And that's why I put a lot of humor in my content, because that's what I resonate with personally. Because when things make me laugh, it makes me think about it. So I intentionally add humor to my content. People think that it's with the goal of being more engaging or some methodical social media bullshit, but ultimately it's because that's what old me would have wanted. And that's what old me would have found value in and connected with and maybe learned something. So every piece of content I make is just messages to that former self. And I can never help him turn things around earlier, but I can help other people do so.
I think that's why we all like get along so well, because I feel like that's what we all kind of do, is like we like to blend education and entertainment together, because it's like it's more fun. I'm like, I hated school. I hated it. It was so boring. I felt like I had such a struggle to like pay attention, and I was like, I wish people like when they taught me stuff, it was like entertaining. And so like that's why I'm like, let's make it fun.
Rob does that really well. And this is, I think, a good way to get into your first videos and what got you started, because you do that education plus the entertainment really well.
Damn. Like it used to work where I just keep quiet, keep my head down. Nobody asks me anything.
No fucking
chance.
That's
how I got through school. Yeah. I also don't know what my first video was, but my reason for posting was because I have the massive journey with social anxiety disorder, and I was looking at TikTok, start of the thing, the panoramic, and I said to myself, you know what? Putting something on the internet is fucking scary. But you know what? No one's going to see it anyway. Nobody ever sees the first videos from people or stuff like that, and so I'm gonna do it. I'm just going to make a video just to push myself out of my boundaries. And so I did. And then people discovered it and actually liked it and freaking took off. So I don't know specifically what the first video was, but I started out talking about exercise science, some of the same stuff about like how metabolism works and stuff, physiotherapy, trans rights, toxic masculinity. So there's still a fair amount of the same stuff that I talk about today, which hilarious. It's always hilarious to me when I make a video about toxic masculinity or trans rights and someone new to my page pipes in with, I don't like this. I think you should just stick to talking about diet. It's like, dude, literally one of my first ever viral videos was me talking about how the XXXY chromosome is just a simplified thing taught in sex ed in grade 6, and it's way more complicated than that.
It's like, zooming out and looking at the earth and saying, well, the earth is clearly made of that green stuff and that blue stuff.
I like that.
Like, well, I suppose so, but like, let's zoom in a little bit. There's people down there.
At one point or another, I stopped talking about workouts a lot because I took a step back and I was like, okay, there are 500,000 people on this app that are talking about different workouts. They're all fine. There's nothing new here. The only way to push a workout is just to be like, oh, you need to do this to optimize your stuff. And I was like, I don't want to be that person. No. And so I started moving towards the food stuff, because at that point you're becoming the opposite of that person, where they're doing, oh, everything's toxic, blah, blah, blah. And you get to step in and be like, No, it's very relative to dose and all these other fancy things. It's not black and white.
I've been looking at all this optimization content because you'll see some shredded gym bro filming themselves doing tricep rope pull downs in the gym, and they'll say like, if you do it this way, you're actually leaving 20% of gains on but if you do it this way, it's all arbitrary numbers. So I was thinking like, I think there might be a gap in the market for not so much anti-optimization content, but like pro just being in the gym content. Here's a movement you can do. Is it the most optimal? I don't know, but I've built some good muscle doing it and I feel good. So here's something that you could do if you're feeling, a little bit overwhelmed and, I don't know. It's something I'm thinking about.
That's the hard thing for consumers because they need to figure out like who are these people speaking to? And it's like, oh, I don't think that's me. But a lot of times people have a hard time doing that and being like, I don't know if this content is for me, because they're like, I want to get into the gym, I want to work out. Oh, I want to do the best that I can. I need to do these optimal things. When the reality is 99% of people who want to go to the gym, lose weight, build muscle, get in shape, whatever, tone up, whatever it is that you want to do, 99% of those people just need to eat mostly whole nutrient dense foods and still incorporate the ones that they love, potentially work on their relationship with food and or themselves. Go to the gym like 3 times a week at least. And like that's actually more than enough. Walk a little bit each day. Make sure you sleep and chill the fuck out.
All the boring stuff.
It's literally just like the boring shit. But it's the optimization movement that's happening and the overcomplication movement that's happening, or even oversimplification of calories in versus calories out. You just need to be in a calorie deficit. And it's like, oh, okay. But I feel like I'm in a calorie deficit, so I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. And then you just feel like you're being yelled at for doing.
And then you get somebody on the opposite end that's saying the calorie deficit doesn't work.
I already know who like we're talking about. There's a lot of people we're talking about.
People.
The minute I did carnivore, the minute I did carnivore, the calorie deficit didn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not what happens.
No, but the thing is, what they're selling is a very quick amount of scale weight loss in a short amount of time. Not a lot of weight loss in a short amount, but a very significant amount in a short amount of time. Because when you switch on to carnivore, you tend to lose weight fairly quickly.
Well,
is it permanent weight loss? No.
Yeah.
Not fat.
But it's easy to sell that to somebody. They see it happen. They see 5 or 6 to 10 pounds drop on the scale, and they go, "Huh, that worked. I got my money." But then they gain the weight back, and then they're like, "Well, I better pay that person again."
They're also selling the fad diet. It's the same concept because they're selling really rigid rules around food that make it easier for people to adhere. And carnivore is extremely satiating because of the protein and fat content. And so it's harder to overeat. But then the reality is so many of these carnivore zealots are nutrient deficient in many different things. And also a lot of them literally share their cheat days or their cheat meals. And I'm like, if you are doing any sort of diet that requires you, the balloons come at that moment, that requires you to have a cheat day or a cheat meal, that's not a lifestyle. You still have a fucked up relationship with food.
Anytime somebody uses the word cheat with food, it bothers me. Like,
yeah.
Just eat food in moderation. I mean, he said the thing, eat food in moderation. Like, honestly, it's really not as difficult as everybody makes it. And it's frustrating because this goes back to the optimization thing. Like, you don't need to optimize what you're eating. You need to eat normal food majority of the time. Like, that's really all it is.
Yeah, I just did a whole podcast episode about yo-yo dieting and like food noise. And it was the main things that I covered was the fact that like from coaching, we've learned that like the main 6 pillars of food noise, this is not incorporating any sort of like the neuroscience aspect of it where people do have kind of the mental side of it like that. But there is like relationship with food. There's like the binge eating, which kind of is its own separate entity, but also can fall under relationship with food. There's under eating. So severe under eating is obviously going to cause food noise and terrible relationship with food. And then there was like a couple other ones that I named that I need a list in front of me to remember at this point. But it's the reason I bring that up is so many people think that there's something wrong with them because they try eating whole nutrient dense foods and they're like, well, but I'm not losing the weight. And it's like, okay, well, now are you restricting yourself? Now do you have this bad relationship? And like, is it calorie wise or is it even like food labeling wise? And so you have to understand that, yes, it is simple, but also it's still going to be unique to whatever your situation is. And so that's where you need to figure that out. But giving yourself more rules, more things to fear isn't going to help you. If anything, it's going to make it worse.
For
So
sure.
you just need to figure out what you need to work on.
I think the food noise is an interesting topic that a lot of people completely misunderstand, especially people that just don't experience it. I think that as somebody who lived at 500 plus pounds, obviously food noise was a very difficult thing for me to get past. I made a video the other day talking about how I went to the movie theater and I was struggling with whether or not I could eat popcorn because it felt like this long mathematical equation, like, can I get these 700 calories in? What do I have to subtract? All this stuff, right? And after I watched that, like after I made that video and I watched it back, I realized in my head, right? I've replaced my food noise with other food noise. Rather than having food noise telling me I need to eat food, now it's going, well, shit, what is the math on this? How many calories are in this? How can I eat it? And it's literally just one noise replaced with another, which I think is interesting.
Yeah. Didn't you get the popcorn that day too?
I did. Yeah.
Love that for you.
Thank you. It was delicious.
Yeah. As it should be. Because it's not that serious. And it's like, and that's not, I want to make it clear. Scotty. When I say it's not that, yeah, I know. I want to make it clear though, when I say it's not that serious, it's not belittling your experience that you had. It's to say the food shouldn't be that serious. And like, I've had conversations with people who are scared to track macros because they've had a bad experience with it. And I'm like, cool, you don't have to. And then they're like, yeah, but this person did it. And I'm like, just because somebody else did it doesn't mean you need to do it.
Your experience isn't their experience.
Yeah. And I'm like, stop trying to make it yours. Why does it have to be?
To any people listening to us right now that might be afraid of tracking their macros or their calories, you're starting too soon. With my clients, we work on the habits first, and then we assign numbers to it. If we assign numbers to it first, we're just attaching a point system to a series of habits that we already hate. So we work on solidifying the habits first. With my one-to-one clients, we don't usually start tracking until maybe halfway through. Some clients we never even track at all. And they see steady progress, and it's fine. It's, with every person, it's going to be different. If you're thinking about tracking, I think it can be a great tool if you approach it properly. But work on the habits without numbers first. Because right now, it's whether or not you're tracking a binge, it's still a binge, and you're going to feel shittier about it when there's numbers on it. So let's work on why it is that the binge is happening.
Yeah, if I'm going to use tracking, it's going to be because something is off, something's not going right. That's, somewhere further down the process where it's like, okay, I thought you would be a little bit more towards your goal than this, so maybe we need to take a little deeper dive into something.
Yeah.
I can draw an allegory to any of you listening that are fans of space exploration. When they send a satellite out into orbit or beyond, they will send it with a finite amount of fuel. Now, once it's out there and it's going in one direction, they don't need fuel anymore. It'll keep going that way. But if they want to divert course, they will use a tiny little bit of fuel, just enough to puff it off to the left. And suddenly they're going into a different star system. It's the same thing, I believe, with calorie tracking. I personally will track every once in a while just to make sure I'm still on course. And then I will allow my velocity to continue me forward. Like right now, I'm in a period where I'm tracking. It's been a while since I've tracked, but I want to make sure that I'm in a healthy deficit. Because for the first time, I'm trying to actually trim off a couple of pounds.
Ooh.
And so I'm
Someone
tracking
wants
here
to get beach body ready.
Hey, yo.
Well, I'm in Texas, and it's hot as hell here every single day.
I was like, it's still hot. It's not even like it's...
Yeah, every day it's sweaty, so I can go outside and post some Liam-esque thirst traps. But
Jesse knows the struggle. We get like 1 week during the summer that we get their chance, so gotta be ready for it.
If you want to trade, I'm all in. But that means that we also get your health care. No? Okay.
I'll take your healthcare any day.
I'm not going. No, yeah, I'm with
No.
I'm with Rob. I'm happy in Canada.
Curses. We almost got him, Alex. Next time for sure.
I don't even think kinda, to be honest. What were you gonna? I think Jesse was gonna say something about what you were saying.
I was gonna say I haven't tracked all year, and people are usually surprised to hear that. But I think that once you get to a point of tracking for long enough, you kind of just can intuitively determine how much food to eat. So like even though I made that reel, I do kind of keep track of my calories in the sense that I have a meal. I know that this meal is roughly 800 calories. I know how many calories are in this popcorn or this snack that I want. I know how many calories are in the foods that I'm eating, and I still weigh my food, but I don't track it.
I think that's a really important reminder for people because a lot of people, I feel like intuitive eating has kind of gone out of being as popular as it used to, which is fine with me because I think that there's such a misunderstanding around intuitive eating because people just think like you just need to listen to your body. But so many people, similarly to the food noise conversation, haven't been taught how to regulate their hunger cues, how to actually build a balanced meal. Like people really don't understand that to quote eat intuitively, you mean like just live life like many of us do now, is you still have to eat mostly whole nutrient dense foods. You still have to get enough sleep so that way your hunger hormones aren't all jacked up. You still have to have a healthy relationship with food so you're not stress eating or you're not like leaning into food during any sort of like emotion or turmoil. And you also have to make sure that you have a good understanding of like energy balance. Like the thing is, because I could eat exactly the same, but say I go through a period where I'm moving a lot less, I'm going to gain weight. Like it's just going to happen. But my hunger is not naturally going to regulate right away. And so I'm going to still feel this need to eat more food, even though I don't need it. And so it's just like intuitive eating is more complex than the internet had liked to make it seem.
To those of you out there who may have 100 pounds or more to lose, my brother in Christ, let's just have a moment. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You have not felt hunger in 5 years. You have not allowed yourself to feel hunger. And this is me. I am using a slingshot to throw pebbles across a glass house right now. I did not allow myself to feel hunger for many years. So not a single shot was I about to start listening to my hunger cues. Hunger for me was, can I fit another bite in without being worried that my stomach is going to burst? You've not been familiar with your hunger signals yet. Intuitive eating is not a switch that you can flip on and off. It's something that you have to train. It is a skill. Mm-hmm. So when you have been constantly grazing and eating for years and not allowed yourself to feel hunger at all, you can't just switch to intuitive eating suddenly. Yeah. You don't know what that means.
Intuitive eating requires just being significantly more methodical and calculated about what you're eating. And that's not something that a lot of people realize. They hear intuitive eating, they hear, just eat until you're full. Don't continue eating. Like it's not that simple. It still requires a lot of thought towards food. It requires that extra effort of, am I eating right now because I'm hungry?
And full was not a factor in whether or not we stopped.
Exactly.
That was the thing. I ate way past being full.
Full is also relative to a lot of different things. Like if two people had the exact same meal, one of them would feel full faster than the other if they were eating at different speeds. If you eat slower, you're going to
also depending on their hormones.
Also depending on their hormones. But
their size.
If you're eating slower, you're going to allow your body to actually regulate and give you that fullness feeling. Whereas if you're shoveling things down your throat, then you're going to be full before you know it.
Yeah. I think that, and this isn't to like say that it's not possible. This isn't to say, again, the funny thing about like how I started is by saying like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious and it's not as complicated as people like to make it, but it is highly individual. So like everything we're saying, if it resonates with you, if you're like, that sounds like me, that's something I like vibe with, or like, this is the struggle that I have, lean into that aspect and don't make all the other problems that we mentioned your problem, because it doesn't need to be. But also even as you like continue your journey, just remember that like, it's also normal for it to like change and for it to shift. Cause I've gone through binge eating. I've gone through orthorexia. I've gone through just overtraining like crazy and being like obsessed with like the gym. depression, like all those things. And so it's always changing. But just learning to navigate that, I think, is very important.
There's a reason that if you ask any one of us for advice, the advice is not only going to be different, but it's also going to start with, it depends.
Yeah.
You can always tell a good coach by how they answer a question, and it better always start with, it depends.
Yeah.
It's wild how many people reach out and ask for advice without giving you any information. It's like, I can't answer that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to give me a way more than that to be able to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like we just weren't, I think so many people weren't taught that. Like, I tell people the only bad question is the one you don't ask. And the funny thing is, a lot of people are like, yeah, but there's like Googleable questions. Like, that's a very common thing that I hear. And I'm like, have you Googled stuff before? Have you been like, yes, sometimes the right answer is the first one. But like, also, many people don't know that. And like, they're literally asking you because they trust you, they believe in you, they like value you. So like, can't you just
I mean, we could put this to the test right now. Somebody Google, is the carnivore diet good?
Oh gosh.
Let's see what comes up.
See, when you do something like that, you're already subjecting your results to a confirmation bias.
That's my point.
So,
the carnivore diet, which consists of consuming only meat and animal products, is generally considered unhealthy by medical experts and registered dietitians.
Google's figuring it out. There we go.
But did you go into incognito before you did that?
Also, if you add Paul Saladino to it, what comes up?
See, like you could type in like benefits of the carnivore diet, and you will find things to confirm your bias.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So it's using neutral language in a search is really important. In literacy is so important in education.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just reading the information, but understanding what it is that you're receiving and the way that you interpret it. Like, two people can read the same study and get two different results from just how they've interpreted what they read. And it's just trying to enter things from as neutral of a standpoint as possible. We're all subject to confirmation bias,
Well,
but to try to be as neutral
is
as
that
possible.
a lot of people can't go into things with a neutral mindset. Most people will be kind of dug into their opinion or what they think is true, and then regardless of the facts or information put in front of them, they're just dug in, and that's their opinion forever.
We all love being right.
We do. We're all unconscious cheerleaders of our own opinions. That's just reality of being human.
Now, I will say that unequivocally, Back to the Future is the greatest film to ever be made. Followed by
I'm a fan of
3.
Shawshank Redemption, to be completely honest. But
That could be number 4.
I'm going with Moneyball.
4.
I'm going with Moneyball.
Well, there's 3 of these.
Yeah. Ooh, Moneyball. Interesting. All right, Robert.
I'm not a movie person.
You don't like any movies at all?
I mean, I like movies.
He's like, I've watched one in my life.
Yeah. I like the one with the
Lord of the
actor the thing.
Harry Potter? Star Wars?
Sure. We'll go with one of those.
Have you
I
seen
know what
them?
those are.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Oh, I was about to question this whole Viking thing going on. I don't know why Viking's relevant to Lord of the Rings. I was going to question you going to TwitchCon. I feel like TwitchCon is a Lord of the Rings.
It's a gaming thing.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. Lord of the Rings, gamers, I don't know.
No, you want to ask me my favorite games. No, we're going somewhere.
Nerdy, you have to like Lord of the Rings.
I love Lord of the Rings. I can quote pretty much all 3 extended editions, like almost word for word. So
I haven't seen it.
All right. How long do we have left in the podcast? Let's test this out.
Oh God, I might do better with Harry Potter.
Alex, tell me what is on page 244 of the 2 Towers.
Could you imagine if I actually could just like pull that out? First of all, I said the movies, not the books.
That would be like some Suits level shit right there.
That's such a cool. If I could have a superpower, like a reasonable one, it would be that.
Mike Ross for sure. That would be so sweet to have that kind of memory.
Yeah. Unreasonable, I just want to fly.
Give me teleportation.
Imagine you could just go anywhere you want.
See, but I feel like flying places would be so much more fun.
Yeah, but teleporting is no time.
I'm going to be super honest. I'd want to Homelander the shit out of this world if I was Homelander. Like, come on.
Fair enough.
The boys?
I'm teleporting into a bank vault and then I'm teleporting to Mexico. That's what I'm saying.
I want the power to control minds, but the only mind that I'll control is mine, and I will just make it not anxious.
I want that power. I'm with Mike on that.
I
That is a
That's all I want.
superpower.
I literally. Oh my
Liam,
god!
what superpower do you want? He teleported
I
in.
have been on tech support with AT&T for the past like 30 minutes. It's been real
No
fun.
way.
You've missed so much. I basically just had to move the modem until it's having coitus with my fucking tower.
Well, that's what I was
Here am.
saying. You need the antenna for it.
Yeah.
Clear.
Or
Yeah,
boosters.
your internet's
for,
clearly much better. Just
This is
based on the
clearly
data alone.
significantly better.
No, the internet is good. It's just my tower has about a distance of 6 feet.
Well,
I guess
it's because you
connect.
also have a bunch of Bluetooth things connected, so there's a lot of
It's better for
interference
you.
going on there.
Wow. Well, great to have you back, Liam. You missed a lot.
No, I'm
The
sure.
in moderation Patreon content is just going to be a half hour of you very frustrated moving a modem back and forth
Fucking,
on
let
a
me
call with
tell you,
AT&T.
man.
Is it
Internet.
good there? No, it's not good.
Fucking.
We were
why
just on
can't
chain-
if we had just let Tesla do his thing, all internet and electricity would have been free.
Unfortunately,
no.
we let the wrong Tesla do his thing, and now we've got garbage trucks driving on the highway in Texas.
You know, I bet
Shit.
there's so many people who don't realize about Tesla, like Nicholas Tesla.
Oh,
Good one.
like you
Like,
just don't know who.
like, that and
Immediately
don't know what we're
associate
talking
to
about.
Elon, yeah.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So Nikola Tesla was a weird dude, and I fucking love him. Like, he was clearly like on the spectrum. He had like so many issues with touch. He couldn't touch hair. He could not touch hair. He
Why
would
do you
not-
know this about him?
Yeah,
Oh, I know a lot
I-
about Tesla. He's a fascinating character.
I mostly learned about him first from The Prestige, and then I was like, who is this human? And then I looked at him more.
Some of his ideas were a little out there and probably would never have actually come to fruition. But like a lot of it, he's very smart, very ahead of his time. But he sided with basically the wrong rich guy, and he
sounds
got
about
fucking smooshed like a bug, and he died
Well,
penniless.
That's
Tesla is to Liam what Harry Potter is to you.
I don't nerd out that hard on Harry Potter.
Okay, Lord of the Rings is to you.
I greatly appreciate the movies.
Star
I
Wars?
watch them all once a year.
Just
Just because my dog's name is Chewbacca.
Hello Kitty.
Okay, now
Oh,
I've gone too
God.
far.
Tesla is to Liam what being unposed and unbothered is to you.
There we go.
There it is.
No, I do love. I can quote mostly Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, but that doesn't.
That's good.
Is it good? I think that's a lot of.
I like
brain
it.
space
Are you
for-
going to see the new Lord of the
I
Rings?
saw it already.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I saw it already. I saw it already.
Sorry, I haven't seen it. I'm looking forward to it.
It's
Just haven't had the
mediocre.
time. Really?
Well,
It's
you're no
mediocre.
longer looking forward to
Destroy
it.
hopes like that, Alex.
No,
I'm
because
sad
they kind of dragged some stuff out. There's a couple like references to the original movies, which I appreciated. Like we learn where the name for Helm's Deep comes from. There's a couple references to like Gandalf and stuff like that. But that's like other than that, the reason it happens is kind of weird. Like the reason the turmoil happens is kind of like get over it respectfully. And that people are going to hear that and watch the movie and be like, you sound like such an asshole because the reason is actually really fucked up. But
To be fair, you can't take a review of Lord of the Rings from a fan of Lord of the Rings. Same with
Why?
Star Wars. Because all we're going to say is it sucks.
no,
I
I,
think
did
the
not say
last
it
three
sucks.
stories
I
are
said it's
terrible.
mediocre.
It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
get it right, Mike.
That is not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
No. Like what's the Craven? Craven sucked.
I would rather watch a sucky movie than a mediocre movie because at least if it's really, really bad, you'll
No, I
get
think
some
Lord of
like
the Rings is still
reverse
worth
value
seeing.
for
It
bad.
depends
I'd
on
rather
the
just
type
play a
of
video
suck.
game.
It depends on the type of suck. If it's a good
Craven
suck or a
is
bad
like-
suck.
Craven is like comically bad.
I love a
it's like
good
Madam
suck.
Web.
Well, it is a
Madam
comic.
Web
Good suck.
bad.
But a bad suck can also be it all depends.
Jesse's like gets real sloppy, you know.
Like that's why I like Mystery Science Theater. That's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, there
So
we
great.
go.
Like just riffing on terrible movies.
There you go. There's my favorite. There's my
That's fair.
favorite movie is just Mystery Science Theater in general.
I thought you meant that you just liked watching all the movie theater sloppy that was happening in the front
Oh
seats.
my lord! Why would they be in the front seat? They'd be all the way in the back.
You gotta be in the back.
Well, we
seat.
only
I'm
see
like,
the
well,
people in
come
the
on,
front
where-
seats.
What movie theater are you going to?
No, we're in the back seat. We're watching the behind
You have
from
to
the
be in the
people-
back seat if you're.
You have to be in the back to
Yeah.
not get kicked out of the movie theater
Yeah.
for doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
if
not
you're a
saying from
bitch.
experience.
You definitely have to be in the back seat.
Buck up, get brave.
Just go into the bathroom like normal people. Jesus.
Jesse, how was Moana 2?
It was fantastic. Thank you. Oh God.
Welcome back, Liam. We're glad
So
to
wait, are
have
we
you.
a nutrition and fitness podcast, or do we just do movie reviews now? Because I'm totally fine just doing movie reviews.
I can keep going with the movie reviews.
We talked a little bit
everyone's favorite
about
Christmas
intuitive
movie?
eating.
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
I don't stand by that even in the slightest.
I'm going-
As a Harry Potter fan, Harry Potter movies are not Christmas movies.
No,
there just
100%
happens to be time where they snow appears and it's Christmas
I
time
just had
in
to
the
say
movie.
Die Hard because it's a meme thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's not a
I
Christmas
can't
movie.
even name. Does Gremlins count as a Christmas movie?
I don't
No.
think so.
I would say
Yeah.
Home Alone is probably my
Home
favorite.
Alone is a
Does that
Christmas
count?
movie.
I feel like that one
That
counts.
Home Alone's a Christmas movie.
It just kind of happens at Christmas again. But so like, why is that one a Christmas movie though?
No,
Because
because
it's
he's like
Christmas
celebrating
focused.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Like especially
Celebrating
like it's around
Hitting
Christmas.
things in the face.
I think
No,
I think
'cause
to
he,
be
like,
a
is
Christmas
celebrating
movie,
it,
you have
especially
to
in
see
the-
a Christmas tree and you have to see gifts. If you see both of those
Well,
things,
there's
it can
gifts
count
in
as a
Die
Christmas
Hard.
There's
movie.
gifts
They're
in
all
Die
Well, you see
Hard.
those in
There's gifts
Gremlins.
That's true.
They also play Christmas music in
And they
Die Hard.
right. So like it happens during Christmas, and there's things because of Christmas, things are
accept
shut
it.
down. I kind of feel like
I
it's
don't
a Christmas
accept it.
movie.
I think a Christmas movie has to actually celebrate Christmas.
Like it needs to be acknowledged.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
Christmas with
Because
the
Home Alone,
Cranks.
they do celebrate Christmas the morning that they're
Yeah.
all
Right.
together.
And they're leaving because of Christmas. They're like going to visit because of Christmas. So
Yeah.
like
I think an
guess.
underrated but quality one is Christmas with the Cranks.
I've never seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I
It's
did
worth
see
Tim
it. I
Allen.
Would
don't
it
remember
surprise you if I
anything
said
of it.
I never seen it?
No.
Not at all.
It's worth watching.
I'm
I
saying
will
the
say
best
other
Christmas
Tim Allen,
movies
though.
are
What is
Elf
it?
and The Grinch.
A Santa Claus?
Santa Claus.
One, two.
There's no the. It's
Is
just
no
Santa Claus.
a Santa Claus? Or it's just Santa
It's just
Claus?
Santa Claus.
The one with Tim Allen?
And it has the E. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
Santa
Because
the
it's
Santa
it's
Claus.
the clause like in a contract. That's why it's
I don't think there
spelled
is
that
a
way.
the.
Okay, what
I
about
feel like
Nightmare
there's
Before
a
Christmas?
the.
Does that count as both Halloween and Christmas? Or is that
Oh,
what are we
you know,
doing
I
here?
stand correct.
I
No.
feel like Nightmare Before
No, there
Christmas
isn't. It's just
is
Santa Claus.
a
No,
Christmas-themed
the
Halloween
Disney one
movie.
is the Santa
Yeah.
Claus.
Yeah, it's the
I
because
just-
it's a double entendre to a contract. Like there's
They're
a
literally-
clause.
Santa Claus.
The cover of the film,
You're
there
looking,
is no
you're looking
the.
at that's
Oh, he's
number
blocking
two.
it. The is behind him.
Also
Oh,
that's
okay.
number two, not the first one.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
that's
trying to
right.
pull up-
That's
I don't
the
know why-
sequel, obviously, Alex. That's why.
Oh, you're right. I stand corrected. The Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
I stand corrected.
I love
I'm
that
glad
movie.
this podcast could achieve something, informing
What
people
I
that there
want to
is a the.
see.
We did actually have a really great
is,
conversation around intuitive
we did.
eating
Good.
and
I just come back for the bullshit because that's my
noise.
favorite part. Can I
yeah,
just?
we talked
Yeah.
about food noise. We talked about binge eating. We talked
Okay,
about
go.
content creation. We actually had really insightful conversations while you were gone.
No, you do
Yeah, you
that
came
part.
back and
I come
fucked it
in and
all
I
up.
want to chat about fucking Lord of the Rings and the Santa Claus,
Great. So the extended versions are like 3.5 hours long. I'm just
and I will watch every one of them.
I've seen all
I've
of
seen them
them.
many times. They're
When
they're such good movies.
They are quality films. Whenever I go on road trips, I just play them. And then in my brain, I'm like, okay, so if I have 12 hours left,
Yeah.
that means that I can get through the first two and most of the third one.
What do
That's
you?
how I
Are you
feel.
I'm debating.
I
Everybody
did.
says
I
don't. read
I don't recommend it. He spent a lot of time on those books.
Right.
It's a big time commitment personally. I read them when I was in like elementary school. I blame my dad.
For a lot of things.
There's more, but this is my first.
On the other
healthy
hand, the books
relationship.
also have all the stuff that the movies cut out.
There is a
Right.
lot of stuff cut out, like a lot. That's why I'm
Yeah.
excited for the Harry Potter show
Oh, right. They are doing
because
this shit.
they're making like 10 seasons.
Are they doing casting right now? So it's going to be a while.
Yeah, so they're actually trying to project it, I think, for 2026. But so they're going to start filming very quickly because obviously the kids have to be really young. And apparently they're going to turn, well, and that's what's wild. Is I'm like, how the fuck are you going to do 10 seasons with these little kiddos who are supposed to be like 13 and then
Magic.
18 by the end of it?
Bro, those
Those
kids'
kids go through some
lives, that's going to be
shit.
rough because they're going to be filming seasons 1 and seasons 8 at the same time. And like, it's going to be fucking like all they're going to be doing is filming and probably like schoolwork. And that's it. I
I'm
wouldn't
not
do that.
sure, but look at Daniel Radcliffe. I'm sure
I was
he's
about to
set
say.
for life. Like,
He's been set for life.
yeah,
They
that's
made
what
like-
I'm saying, right? Like,
He made like $100 million.
It costs you 5 years of your life, but then you're good forever.
Well, that's different. That's the movies. Like, this is just a TV show.
The show's going to be interesting from like a pay structure.
I guarantee whatever kids are in
a lot
this
of
show
money.
are going to be set for life.
They're not paying him Daniel Radcliffe money.
That's
You
debatable
get
because, like,
residuals on
especially
TV.
not as much anymore because of the way that streaming services go.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, so streaming services really messed up the way that people are paid for movies and
I
shows.
still, regardless, they're going to make a shitload of money
I would
over
still
10 seasons.
If I had a kid who was 13 years old, I'd make them audition and I'd be like, okay, what needs to happen for this to happen?
I don't know,
wouldn't
man.
give
I've seen the
myself up,
fucking
but I'd pour
history
Liam
of child
out.
actors, and that shit looks rough as fuck.
Yeah,
We
I
were just
do
talking
feel-
about Home Alone. How's Macaulay Culkin doing? I mean, he's had
He's
some.
great.
rough
good
stints.
He's married
now.
with Brenda Song.
He's doing
from
better
Sweet
now,
Life
but
of
like
Zack
he had
and
some
Cody.
rough stints for a while.
There's
Most
also like
did.
that kid from the Mighty Ducks that's in jail, and like there's a lot of child actors that didn't.
One of the kids from Harry Potter was in jail. I
yeah,
think it was Crab. He went to jail, and then, like, in the last movie, they just replaced him with a black guy.
These kids are going to get hooked on like Harry Potter drugs. So they're going to get strung out on like mug bottoms and gloobly bits.
And butterbeer.
Yeah, butterbeer. Yeah, that's something from the actual movies. Like, I'm just over here making noise. But I know that they're not making a Harry Potter sitcom. But hear me out.
Oh, God.
It was like a 3-camera family, like Full House style sitcom.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Can I tell you my favorite? Wait.
Laugh track.
Can I say my favorite sitcom of all time?
Oh,
Can I say my
God.
favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So
It's
it
your
was a British
podcast.
show, and it was called Heil, Honey, I'm Home. We've talked about it before, but it's the greatest thing ever. Now, okay, so you got Hitler and Ava Braun, and they happen to have a Jewish family living next door. It happens, right? And he would come home and go, Heil, honey, I'm home. Now, the show made it half an episode before they were like, what the actual fuck did we just green light? And they shut that shit down. Okay, I think maybe they made it through the whole first episode. I don't know if they shut them down halfway through. I think they made it through the whole episode. What?
How did you find this?
Oh, I've seen it on many different lists talking about like how the fuck did this get greenlit or how did this get filmed? Like how did this look up Heil, Honey, I'm Home.
But
and
have you actually
I
seen
am.
the episode?
What's that?
Have you seen the episode? Like, can we?
Oh
can we
no,
go
I've
and
not
watch
watched
this
it all the way
episode?
through, but all I need to know is the title and I'm already like, that's the
Okay.
greatest fucking thing ever, man. Let me tell you.
He's in his full uniform.
Yeah, no,
That's insane.
It's full on Hitler. And this came out in what year? Like, can you
1990.
Yeah, so like, I mean, come on. Yeah, that's fucking, like, it's so good. The fact that someone's like, yes, let's make this. And they filmed it and they put it out on
you
the
can
television for people to see. And
The
this
full
wasn't like
uncut
today
episode
where
is on
anybody
YouTube.
can
I'm
make
just saying
anything.
For anybody out there listening,
What are you saying?
the full uncut episode is on YouTube.
Bro.
I might have to
We
go.
all know what everybody's watching after this.
Look up Heil, Honey, I'm Home. Just fucking.
That video is just going to suddenly spike in views.
It's 74% liked it on
It has 1.5 million views.
So,
I mean,
because
it-
this sounds like something that they would make on Adult Swim for
Right.
a quick bit.
It's like a
No,
Robot
this was
Chicken
something they
sketch.
intended to be syndicated.
Right. No, the fact that like in the 90s when like, you know, it wasn't like everything. It's not Netflix now where like you get fucking green lit for anything. You know, this was like, you know, you had to actually have something. And they were like,
and
yeah,
they were
Heil,
like,
Honey,
we
I'm
have
home.
something.
We've got fucking Hitler living next to a Jewish couple.
Well,
it's insane.
I mean, Britcoms are amazing for that kind of stuff.
Shit.
I grew
yes.
up on Are You Being Served? And the entire thing is just raunchy double entendres. That is the entire thing. There's an entire joke about one character's cat, and she constantly, because it's British, she constantly calls it her pussy. And they go everywhere with that.
Yeah.
There were 8 episodes recorded.
Yeah. I want to
Did it
see
get released?
Only one aired, but 8 episodes were actually filmed.
They recorded 8 episodes of Heil, Honey, I'm Home.
They did.
Just let that shit sink in.
The fact that they were unaired is kind of tragic, though. Like, I feel like I almost want to watch them just out of how hilarious it
Pure
probably
curiosity.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Please welcome our next guest, the actor that played Adolf Hitler on Highlighting I'm Home.
I actually looked him up. He actually has done like a handful of things since then.
Can we get him on In Moderation? That's who I want to
honestly
get
bet you
next.
could. He's 77.
So we don't have a whole lot of time left.
What's his name?
He's known for Romeo and Juliet. His name's Neil McCall.
Before Nuremberg does.
If anyone is friends with Neil McCall, tell him we can get on our podcast.
If you get him on the podcast, I will die.
Hey, guess what? He was in the Lord of the Rings.
Was
the
he
new one.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, in the new one? So like
The new one.
He plays Adolf Hitler in a very strange role.
Are you sure? It's not coming up.
I want to just get him to reenact the other 7 episodes.
Yeah, apparently even 11 episodes were planned and only 8 were recorded.
Oh, he was just an additional voice? That's sad.
Only 8 were recorded.
He deserves better.
All we know about him is he played Hitler in Heil. Like, he deserves
He
better.
just took whatever he could get at that time. I can't blame him. Actors' lives are hard, man. I used to be one.
When you're playing Hitler, you got to be sitting there like, how much do I put into this? Like, how much?
Oh,
You
wow, he's in
commit.
Father Ted.
You commit.
I just want to make sure
they did a whole murderer show. Oh, they're bringing it back. Mindhunter. People play murderers on that. People play like really.
Yeah, they've
well-known
had
murderers.
Kemper.
Yeah,
all that. And I remember listening to something about that. The guy who played him actually met with Kemper and talked with him and tried to it's
Wouldn't
crazy.
that be wild?
Neil
Apparently
McCall is a method actor.
Hey, Alex, why are
gosh.
women obsessed with like serial killers, and why do they get so much
I'm the wrong
love?
woman to ask because I literally don't get it because I am terrified of serial killers. I don't like horror movies. And when people are like, yeah, I listen to murder mystery podcasts in my free time. I listened to one and I thought that would happen to me for like a year straight. I was like, on the lookout. I do know a lot of women like it because it makes them more aware of like what to do in those kinds of situations.
Okay.
But some of them just like the thrill. And I'm like, I already have so much anxiety and overthink the shit out of everything. Give me more random scenarios to play in my head. This is dangerous. So
you're not going to be writing love letters to serial killers in prison?
Respectfully, no. If any serial killers are listening to this, please do not serial killer.
They've gathered all the
me.
Wi-Fi from the guards to listen to this episode.
I don't know who's streaming your guys' podcast.
Mostly murderers.
That tracks.
And
It's murderers, serial killers,
In
and the
moderation.
Oh shit.
I mean, they're already failing. If you're serial killing, it's not in moderation.
Hey, there's some people still alive.
British. Yeah, they can't kill everybody.
Yeah.
I guess serial killing is the moderation between a single murder and genocide.
There you go.
Genocide.
There you go.
So Pol Pot, not in moderation.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I just read my fairy smut, so
There you go.
Well, that's something that all women do.
a lot of women don't like it, and I'm like, I can't relate. Yeah.
There are people that are tuning into this episode like, I love these people. They teach me so much about weight loss and being good and nutrition and such.
I think I'm talking
Liam's
about
like, you guys
Hitler.
ever seen this
And
hitcom?
Listen, we're all people too. We need to just, fucking shoot the shit about nonsense. What's life without a little bit of that? That's all I'm saying.
We did. We paid our fitness educator taxes here for a little while. And you got back in and we're like, now we're going to have our fun.
To be fair, it's like, again, we're relating to people who listen to documentaries, and then women should have a healthy libido
enjoy British
too.
television.
Yeah, women should have a healthy libido, so fairy smut is okay.
But let me tie this all in really quick. If you're
I just
losing
tied it in.
weight-
Get out of here, Mike.
I'm going to tie it in even more. When you're on a weight loss journey, you're trying to get healthier. You don't always have to be thinking about weight loss and health and your food
fair.
and everything. You should be watching British sitcoms sometimes.
You should be.
Go watch
I don't know
Are You
about
Being
that.
Served if you have never seen it. I promise you, you will not regret it.
Yeah, like this should not be the one thing that is completely dominating all of your thoughts. Maybe sometimes you should read some fairy smut.
It's really enlightening.
Alex,
I'm sure it is, Alex.
if you ask any of my old gamer group, it used to be a thing like if we played anything that had a fairy in it,
Oh, no.
Rob was playing that.
Yeah.
But like it was only within the group because at that time I was like anything associated with fairies. If you're guy, it's gay. It's gay. It's gay.
What's funny is I've evolved from fairy smut to dragon rider smut.
So
there you
when
go.
someone is looking for this, do they just Google fairy smut? Or
Yeah,
what's the best
honestly, you
way
can
to-
Google fairy smut and Akatar will for sure come up, which is a Court of Thorns and Roses. That is the gateway book drug. But then from there, you go to Throne of Glass, which is a little less smutty, but very emotionally demanding. From there, you go to Fourth Wing, which is the Dragon Rider smut. And that, I already told my boyfriend, I was like, by the way, guys, I have a boyfriend.
Yay.
January 21st is when the next book comes out. And I was like, I will not be speaking to you for a day. And he's like, you're going to read that whole book in a day? And I was like, yes. Not even a question. So that's how you get into it.
Well, my wife's into the murder mystery things. I still don't get it.
Yeah,
Just
I don't.
about every girl I know is into that stuff.
A lot
Yeah.
of people like it for like the empathy and like also for like safety purposes.
It just gives me hope that one day I'll be on a podcast.
Who are you
My
murdering?
cat's into salmon.
What?
Yep.
Because he's single. He like messaged me and he was like, "Not me being jealous over here." And
I mean,
was like,
just the way you went after him, it's like, whoa.
"Oh, it's because I kissed his neck." And he was like,
Yeah.
"Wait a minute." And I was like, "Yes."
Rob, what's your ranking? What's the in moderation ranking on the charts right now? We've got people listening right now, this very moment.
Are you
This
gonna
very
try and
moment,
like?
I don't
Are you
know.
gonna try and pimp Rob out right now?
Yes. I think if we all,
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. I'm cutting the episode. I'm in control of the editing, so I'm cutting it right here.
Rob, length and width right now, tell us.
That's what you want to start with?
He has a personality, Mike.
Forget
Well, I've got-
personality, emotional
one of the lessons
intelligence,
that
all
I
of that is gay. Let me give me that. L and W, please.
It's
Not
the
him
2024
condensing it
ASL. But I've got a lesson that I teach that anything you want to be true at the end needs to be true at the beginning.
Rob,
You
I
know,
got
so
some
that we're not-
baguette underwear that women seem to like.
There you go.
But bro, I like the mistletoe one. I think that one's classy.
It's classy.
Classy. Classy's a word.
The baguette one got a lot of female attention in my DMs. We'll
I'm
say
not
that.
surprised. Yeah, because you're
Oh,
comparing your
baguette.
I'm
slang
just
to a
saying, Rob,
baguette.
it works. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, you're giving women the impression that your schlong is the size of a baguette.
And every time
So
they
they're like,
DM me
"Hey,
that,
yo, say
I
less."
respond saying, "Trust me, it's not that impressive."
But it is yeasty, ladies.
I don't. Ladies do not want yeast down there, man.
Well,
we
that's why
actually
all-
actively try to avoid that
That's why all my DMs are from men.
because you talk about yeast.
I have no idea. I just get a lot of horny DMs from men.
Oh, listen.
Which-
in my like early thirst trap days, it was mostly men. Occasionally, I
typically
get a
how it
woman
is for men.
wandering
I've gotten
in there.
my
It's
fair
but-
all
share of
man.
dick pics, I'll be honest.
I've never gotten a dick pic. The fact that
Really?
you got one before me is horrible. Is it? Actually, I don't,
get
I'm not
like
that sad.
at least one every couple.
It's horrible. I wanted to get one first. Damn it.
When I was,
Michael, I don't want it.
When that happened, I was concerned that I was giving off some sort of gay vibe because like it literally happens to me like
No.
every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, like pretty frequently.
Do you just are they like blurred images and then you have to like
Yeah, but
click it?
I
Or is-
usually accept it because I'm like generally
this could be
speaking,
something nice.
Yeah, or it could be like some sort of like somebody trying to reach out for coaching or something like that. Right? Like I don't know.
Why
what
are
it
they
be
sending you a
somebody
picture?
showing a really
Why
cool
are they
salami.
sending you a picture
Well,
if they're applying for coaching?
Yeah, that's a good question. But some people have sent legitimate pictures that are normal. That are
The first time I thought I was gonna get a dick, well, not the first time, a couple months ago, I thought I was gonna get my first dick pic, and I was like, "Oh, it's a picture," and I like screen recorded, and I was like, "All right, guys, this could be the moment." He sent me like a little selfie of his face, and he was just like, "Hi, I just wanted to introduce myself," and it was like really sweet, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah, like I have people sending me pictures of like their cat, and I'm like, thanks.
see, that's
nice.
sweet."
Yeah, but like it's just like that's what I mean. Like that's why I accept those DMs, right? Because I don't know what I'm
Oh.
getting.
And then it goes from
And then
cat
I'm
to
just like, I just
schlong.
get an eye full of dong, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want that.
You're like, I don't need coffee anymore. I'm awake now.
My DMs are a busting roulette of it's going to be somebody sending me a because sometimes people will make this wonderful art of the quotes that I'll say.
That's
And
sweet.
it's the greatest ever, but it's blurred. So I'm like, well, I'm either about to see something really sweet or someone's just like cranking the hog. Thanks for saying be kind to yourself.
Have you actually gotten people like jerking themselves off?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100% I have.
Here's the thing. Listen, I was watching
people
on
are
Netflix.
afraid to post online.
Listen. On Netflix, there was this whole thing about like the porn industry and like OnlyFans and all that shit. And I learned something in that. I was like, that's wild. There was this woman on OnlyFans. She started doing like rate my dick, where basically guys would just send her pictures and she would rate them on like different criteria, and they would pay for this. Like they would pay like quite a bit of money for this. And I was like, that's wild. Like there's guys just like, I want people to see this. I will pay for other people to see this. And so like, it's just like, they're going to send them like that. Yeah. Like make that money. I mean, I got, I totally get it.
OnlyFans all the time. I should make one and just be like, okay, if you want to send me dick pics, this is how. You got to pay.
You have to pay me.
You got to pay me.
I got a friend that makes pretty good money off of rating dick pics.
That was the most wild thing when I saw. I was like, no shit. They will actually pay for that.
You got to be pretty hard up to pay somebody to look at your dick for you.
But there's so many. They're like, there's like women that are like, I'm booked. I'm booked to rate my dick. Like, I have no more space for
another
it.
dong today.
I gotta go. I've got a dick appointment later. Oh, you having a date? No, I've just got a bunch of fucking dicks I have to rate.
What's really great is this friend that I have that does this.
Is it you, Rob?
I was talking with. No, unfortunately, I don't make enough. I don't make that money.
I'm just joking.
I mean, hey, if people want to send me dick pics and have me rate them for money, I'll do it.
I'll tell you this, it's not gay.
I'll do it. Whatever.
It's not gay. No, you have to say no homo.
This is great because this is where I was going with this. We were talking about how I could actually just program an AI to learn to rate them for me, and I could just feed it into the AI, and it spit it out a rating that was unique to them. I wouldn't need to have to touch it.
That's way too much work. Just go generate a random description of a dick and then just paste it to them. You don't need accuracy with these people.
What if you get like, this is a real question based off of this conversation. What would you do if someone rated it poorly?
That depends on if you are into that or not.
I think some people are into that. Yeah.
I mean, I'd feel really like hurt. I'd be like, I was just born this way.
What if on top of that,
then you pay somebody else to get a better rating?
If you're paying somebody to look at your dick and rate it,
okay,
you have a pretty good idea of what they're going to say about it, right? Like you have to know roughly what their opinion is going to be. Otherwise, you're not
maybe they've
that.
never had it rated before, and so this is like their opportunity to like figure out like maybe this is why I've had trouble with women. No,
okay,
yeah, it's definitely the dick, not the personality, right?
Okay, if you're a dude and you're listening to this and you think you have trouble with women because of your cock, you don't know women.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. That's very valid.
Oh shit.
This is a weird conversation.
Welcome to In Moderation.
To be fair, when they were on my podcast, we talked about porn for like 20 minutes.
Well, we were all surprised that you don't know any of it.
I've never seen porn in my life.
What?
We kept making reference, and Alex would be like, "What's that?"
Why is that the appropriate reaction? Is it that weird that I've never seen porn?
Because porn is half the world at this point, and just the fact that you've never seen it.
Honestly, I'm both
like
impressed, and I encourage you to continue never looking at it.
But like, what do I need to watch it for? Because
you don't need to.
Don't.
No, you shouldn't.
I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying the reaction is like, what? Because like it's everywhere to find someone who's never even seen it at all.
Now.
Yeah.
Like it's never like come up on your screen by accident. Like you've not seen.
What are you looking up where it accidentally comes up?
You Googled that.
That's what she said.
Penn Island. Oh, damn it. Jesus.
It will come up.
When I was in like, I think like 8th grade or something, my friends like looked it up on their computer, and then she was like, you need to see this thing. And I like saw it for like a couple seconds. I literally couldn't even tell you what was on the screen. I was like, oh, okay.
Probably
and just
like a
moved
dick
on.
and boobs.
Yeah. So that was the most I've like seen of it.
Wait. So you read smut, but you can't watch it.
It's not about can't. Like it doesn't bother me, but like I don't need it. And this isn't we had this conversation where people like explained it, but I was like, I don't need it to get turned on. I have a very healthy libido where I'm like regularly.
No, just the
my
opposite.
boyfriend knows I'm regular, and so I'm like, hey.
People who do watch it have more trouble getting turned
Well,
on.
yeah, so that's the interesting thing is
That's
like
true.
usually it ends up leading to like erectile dysfunction
Yes.
or again skewed perception of
Skewed perception
like,
is a huge
Oh
one.
God, yes.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
they think
watching
that-
it right now, and I'm not hard at all.
Mike's
Case study right here.
but like that's my thing is so far everything that I've ever heard about it, it doesn't make me want to watch it.
That's fair.
That's very fair.
That is very fair. I mean,
It's not
So-
like
And
if
I
I could go
encourage
back
you
in
to
time and
never do it.
watch it, I probably would.
Also, to be fair, for like my fairy smut, I actually get like really. I start skipping a lot of the like sex scenes if there's like a lot of them because I'm like, okay, this just feels unnecessary. Like I'm here for the
Right.
storyline and like a little bit of fun. But then if it's like literally every other chapter, I'm like, what is happening? Like
I
this
don't
is
love sex scenes in movies. I think it slows down the plot.
sometimes it's part of the plot.
Well, if they imply it where it's like, they come and then they kiss and then like the camera goes up or something, so we don't have to fucking watch them for 3
When it's like a
minutes.
really long sex scene,
Yeah.
it's like
I mean, some of them are like almost necessary to the plot.
yeah, like Game of Thrones, it made sense.
But like to like
Wolf-
whole
Wolf of
hogging it
Wall
out,
Street
like
has a
do
lot
we
of
need
sex
that?
scenes that I feel like are necessary.
They
to the
make
plot.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street's a good one. Yeah.
Would it have been a worse product if you didn't see somebody's dick and
Yes.
everything?
As far
I've seen none
for
of
Game
those,
of
so
Thrones,
I don't have an answer.
at least in the respective Game of Thrones, I would say yes, it would make it a worse product.
Yeah, it made sense for some reason.
Yeah.
It's one of those TV shows or movies where like everything's dog shit. Like everything is awful. So this is the one thing we have. So we're.
Did you just
we're-
say
we're
Game
going
of
for it.
Thrones is everything's awful?
No, I'm saying like in those
Oh.
worlds, everything is awful because we're fucking constantly getting pillaged by fucking pirates and shit or whatever is going on.
yeah.
So like, yeah, well, let's just have some fun. Like,
Yeah.
whatever drugs,
Life's
sex.
short.
For the record, I just started that show. I'm still in season 1, so no spoilers.
Oh wow! The spoiler is that season 7 and season 8 are terrible.
If you
Yeah,
haven't heard
I've
that,
heard that
then
much.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go up to
Season
season 6
6
and you're good.
yeah. Season 6 is great. Has my opinion best villain.
No porn spoilers either.
Yeah.
Alex hasn't even started
I figured
season
you've
1
seen
yet.
all
Don't
of it
want to
by
know
now, Mike.
circumcised or uncircumcised. I will find that out at the time. Thank you very much.
I'm on season 27 of porn. I'm still trying to get through it.
I'm assuming that's page 27 of Pornhub.
Oh my god!
If you're on page 27, oh boy, I really
You have
think
a
you might want to
problem.
reevaluate and just take a quick step back and be like, where am I? What's going
There's a
on?
lot
How
of
did I
sex
end up
scenes.
here?
This thing is
end up
ripe with sex scenes. The whole series. The plot is horrible. The acting is.
So fitness, it's great. I work out.
I mean, I was 500 pounds. That's like getting to page 27 of Pornhub in fitness.
But with food.
Yeah.
Perfect analogy.
I can't believe I made that joke. I feel like an asshole. I need to stop hanging out with you guys so much. Okay, it's fine.
You know you love us.
I do.
I hope that the audience loves us too.
At this point.
We lost the audience 30 minutes
I
ago.
know. Everybody's watching Heil, Honey, I'm Home, and I'm about to go do that too. So
They've had enough time to watch the whole episode and come back, and we're still here.
Did we want to like circle back to fitness stuff? Are we feeling good?
at
No?
this point, we're so far gone.
We're so far.
You never
Laughter
know.
is a great ab workout. I'll say that. I'm hurting. My blood pressure's real high. This is what high heart rate activity or whatever.
But I
I
think you're
actually
honest.
tweaked my back on the weekend, so every time I laugh, my back hurts, and I'm like, "Oh, this is fun. This is fun."
I think you're right though, Mike. When you just like, when it comes to like you have a goal and you're just so focused on that, you need other shit in your life. Like you can't just can't just solely focus on that. You'll go crazy.
I'll tell you this. I'm in a measured calorie deficit for the first time in a very long time. And I'm not a person who really thinks much about food anymore. This is from somebody whose food noise was like 2 megaphones against my face. And now it's like when I have a craving, I can tell between a passing fancy and something I truly want. But now that I'm in a measured calorie deficit, I'm thinking about my food. I'm thinking about food all the damn time now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How big
Now,
is your deficit?
It's not much. I'm
is
not
that
hungry.
what the D was?
And we're back.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
it's not that I'm hungry because I'm not hungry. I'm very slow about this. It's not a big deal. Like I'm not trying to trim 50 pounds or something. I just want to trim 5 or 10 pounds ish, not much. 10 pounds is even too much.
So why do you
I
feel
just-
like you're thinking about food so much?
Because I'm thinking about food a lot. It's
But
just
like there's usually
it's
a
because I
correlation.
think it's because I'm more focused on it. that I'm thinking about it more.
So, sorry.
No, just go on.
So I was going to ask, so you said you feel like you're thinking about food more, but you don't feel like you're that hungry. So it's probably not like hunger related food noise. And so then do you feel like it's because you're having to be more methodical about hitting your specific macronutrients? So you're trying to be more specific about like your meals?
I'm not even worried about my macros so much because my protein's always been on point. So that's fine. I'm just like trying to make sure that I'm not going over a certain window of a number, and that's it. But I find that just the extra thought is making me think about food more, and it's making me a little bit more snacky. Now I don't act on it, but I think about it. So I'm thinking like to people who have less experience with this than I do and have less coping tools and mechanisms, to be thinking about just the calorie deficit and your body in general in a period like this can be really detrimental. You have to focus on other things around it, or you're going to drive yourself crazy.
It's wild how having hobbies is like not a thing for many people anymore.
Yeah.
Like people think that, like I'll talk about, you drew about the guitar. Well, yeah, and like so many people go straight to doom scrolling, and they're like,
Or
"Oh
porn.
no, I'm filling my time," or porn, and they're like, "I'm filling my time with this."
I'm actually being serious about that.
I know.
Yeah,
I used to as well.
Yeah. I know that that's a true thing. Hence why I'm also like, I don't see the reason for porn. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I am just like, what are these things that are just filling time rather than being like intentional about like. That's why I read, not just fairy smut, but other stuff. But also, like, I literally have clients who I'm like, hey, why don't you try, like, coloring or doing, like, a puzzle or doing Legos? And at first, they're like, that just sounds so ridiculous. And I'm like, put on a show or something in the back and just try it. And then they're like, wow, I'm so much happier.
And it goes both ways, too, for, like, losing weight, but also for, like, young guys. You get in the gym and you're like, I want to build as much muscle as possible. And I'm like, that leads one place. Only one place. And that's taking steroids. Like that is, if your only goal in life is to put on as much muscle as possible, that's where that leads. You need to have other things in your life, other goals and hobbies, whatever it is.
That could be taken to women too. It's like all you want to do is look a certain way. And that's why so many women end up like they're in the gym 7 days a week for hours, and they're also like heavily restricting themselves. And the second you're like, hey, you could actually probably maintain the physique that you have doing like half the movement and just adjusting your nutrition a little bit. And then suddenly they have like, I have clients all the time who are like, I have so much free time. I don't know what to do with it. And I'm like, spend time with your family, pick up hobbies, do anything else with your life. And then they're like, oh,
right.
Whoa.
Crazy.
We're such simple animals. We are such simple animals. We can be distracted much easier than we believe. Like when it's on the top of our minds, like, hey, don't think about a pink elephant right now. Yeah. Everybody's thinking about it, but none of you are thinking about the conversation we had about Lord of the Rings 10 minutes ago.
I'm still thinking about the porn conversation, to be fair, but
I'm on the Heil Hitler.
None of us are going to forget Heil Hitler.
That too. Like that's not. I wasn't thinking about that before you just mentioned it, but now I'm going to be thinking about it for a little while. But 5 minutes from now, when we've talked about something equally as ridiculous, if that's possible, I will have forgotten about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's not going to feel easy at first, but distracting yourself with things that are good and wholesome and fun, maybe not porn, is a really good thing for if you feel like the calorie deficit's weighing on you, the fitness is weighing on you. And then also we may have to reevaluate our habits because you might be going too hard.
And put those things around you. Like the people who do get to see us on YouTube, me and Mike both have guitars right there within reach.
Mm-hmm.
Always behind me.
My coloring book is like right in my table because my table opens. So I'm just like, I just grab it out of there whenever I need to and just start doodling.
Yeah. My daughter has legs and she's constantly just at my feet. Hard to forget.
Yeah, if you guys need to, just have a kid.
Microphone.
Have a child. They will take up all your time.
Is it ethical to put a Fitbit on a toddler? Can we get like a step count?
I don't see why it wouldn't be because it's not like you're telling the kid to track their calories.
I just want to know what Oakley's step count is.
Like you could put it around. That might not be ethical.
You can put my dog collar on it. I track my dog steps.
Imagine falling out. You're like 15,000 steps. Oakley, jeez.
My friend gave it to me because they were just curious because I'm so active. They were like, "How much does your dog move in a day?" My dog gets like 60,000 steps a day.
Wow,
that's
well because I take her to play frisbee. I take her on a 3-mile walk every day.
Well, that's 4 legs.
Then it is 4 legs.
So it's like 30,000 steps.
Yeah.
Still, I don't know.
I don't know how
the-
it works.
How many is that in
Animal
dog steps?
conversion rate.
How many
I don't
steps
know.
to
I was
human
literally about
steps?
to say- I don't know. I get like 14,000 steps a day. I'm an active human, a moving human. But that's actually a good point. I used to be the person who would just sit around and do nothing all day. And I like if you would ask me in like high school, what you would be doing for my life, being in fitness was definitely not one of them, considering I failed PE.
If you ask me
No, I
what
used to
I
have
would
to
do,
count.
being in fitness would not be my answer.
Yeah, well, we had to count 1, 2, 3 to get up out of a chair. There was no chance that I ever thought I was going to help people lose weight. You know,
You got to sit in chairs.
Oh,
like I need to sit in the booth because there's my muffin top won't muffin, but then I won't be able to sit because of the table. It's awful.
I still get terrified of booths, man.
I've not been big for years, and I
'cause you
still get
can't
nervous.
Because
move
I
it.
legitimately couldn't fit in them. So every time I go to a restaurant now, and they sit us at a booth. I sit down and I'm always a little shocked that I fit, and usually I fit obviously with plenty of room, but like for a long time, I legitimately could not sit in a booth.
How are planes for you now?
Great, yeah. I just got back from Vegas. I get to do the whole pulling out the seatbelt thing and feel nice that I have like all this extra room. Yeah, I mean, I didn't fly when I was 500 plus, so I went like 12 years without being on a plane even. So, yeah, because I remember flying when I was at like 400 something and needing like the seatbelt extender, and the person next to me, I'm like spilling over into their seat. It sucked, and it was hard. But being able to fly now is just such a rewarding feeling, and it's one of those. We talked earlier about how I'm like really like focused on trying to experience life and go and do things. Is because now I can. Right, for the longest time I couldn't.
what do you think you're most excited to like experience?
Oof. I don't know that I want to answer that.
It's drugs, isn't it?
We just talked about Heil Hitler. We talked about porn.
Sure.
The
No,
drug
but-
dealer's really fat phobic.
No. But also,
Didn't let
actually?
you
sex
didn't let you
after
buy
my skin
drugs.
is removed.
oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's very
Yeah, just
interesting.
because I've never been in that position where like I feel as comfortable in my body as
Plus, you get to explore new positions.
exactly. So I mean, like I'm pretty comfortable in my body now. Obviously, you've seen my content. So I'm pretty comfortable in my body, but I don't really feel sexy, I guess. I'm happy with who I am. I love my body, but I don't feel sexy.
it's
I know
different.
that feeling.
Yeah.
I know
I'm
that
still
feeling.
working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different. It's very vulnerable because that's a different thing to be doing than just like standing around in a bikini or like boxers or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's like, again, you're being like intimate with somebody, and then also like you're doing these positions and there's all this stuff happening, and it's like, yeah, it's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you have all these weird ideas of how things should be because you've watched too much porn.
Or you
No,
have
for
no
real.
idea how things should be because you've never seen porn.
That's a huge thing. Like there is a whole bunch of people who just like they've never talked about it because you're just supposed to know when you arrive. But the way that you're supposed to know is from watching porn, which is a performance.
Yeah.
So we just have in the United States, I'm sure it's probably similar in Canada, an awful purity culture that has really
It is really
kneecapped
weird.
a lot of people. Mm-hmm.
Well, because like I understand where like, yeah, there's certain people you don't want to talk to about it. Like I personally don't want to talk to my parents, but there's some people who have great relationships with their parents and they like literally learned from their parents kind of like things to do and stuff. But also some people won't even talk to their partners about like what they like, how things
Yeah.
feel, like what makes them feel good. And they're like scared to do that. And I think it's so important to have open, honest communication with your partner
Yeah.
because like, how else are you going to know what like works and what doesn't or what they actually like? Even if you're learning from porn, like I know we're making jokes, but like just because maybe something seemed like it felt good for those people doesn't mean that that person's going to like it or it's actually a good thing. They could have just been faking it in porn.
Yeah.
'Cause
Quite
Yeah.
often that's the case.
Is often the case.
Communication is key, y'all.
And
that's in
people's hearts, but they're faking almost everything in porn.
Oh, yeah. And you don't get your own personal fluffer in real life.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
I mean, some people probably do, to be fair.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
You got Paul Saladino money. I'm not saying he does it. I'm just saying he could afford it.
I'm not saying.
If that suited his fancy, he could probably.
Allegedly. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
not saying he has it.
Carnivore code do you think got sold?
He's about to blow his carnivore load is what he's going to do.
I do really appreciate you sharing that though, because that's something that like I've never really thought about or considered, and there's probably other people out there who are probably thinking the same thing. And even like with like Mike, Rob, and I, Liam was awfully quiet when we all said that we felt so insecure. So I'm proud of Liam for being secure in himself.
I've always been pretty secure in myself. I'm not gonna lie, but like I know a lot of people
must be
struggle with
nice.
that.
But yeah, there's a lot of people who do feel insecure about stuff like that, and it's like you're not alone. And that's the other thing too is I think obviously being different sizes, obviously, and we're talking about body sizes here. I know everyone's mind's in the gutter from everything else that we talked about, but like being different body sizes is obviously going to bring different difficulties and different perspectives and things. But regardless of like whether someone is a beauty standard or overweight or underweight or whatever it is, there's still similarities with like insecurities and things like that can come up. And I think that it's important to normalize that, because even online I see people skinny shame and I see people like get mad at other people for having insecurities like their stomach when they're already in like a smaller body. But like that's who they are as a human. It doesn't mean that they're bad or wrong for it. So I think it's important to have these conversations.
But it ties into the social media thing where you see people, because no, I mean, I have had issues with like, you know, you're younger, teenager, you know, like a guy, you see like all the fitness models and stuff like that, just like super jacked, and you're like, oh, definitely have to, I have to put on a ton of size and do this and do that. So, I think that is something that pretty much everyone can relate to, at least somewhat.
Yeah.
Social media. Yeah.
But then you learn to just put the bar on the floor.
They put the bar on the floor, man. That's what I'm telling you. It's the best way.
That is what I said. I was like, when I started dating this man, the bar was in hell, and this man has raised it so high. And I was like, wow.
See, there you go. And aren't you pleasantly surprised now?
I'm so pleasantly surprised.
Exactly.
I'm like, hey. I'm like, he told me I look nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
You're
guys.
welcome.
That's a very low bar there, Alex.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
You're new here,
he's not
but
actively
Liam put the bar
criticizing me.
in hell.
You need the bar
Lovely
low.
fellow.
You can step over it, and then everyone's happy.
Yeah. Are we feeling good, guys? We've been talking for like 2 hours.
I love talking to you guys.
I love talking to you guys too.
I'm just
Liam's
going,
like,
yeah.
I'm just.
It is
going
my
home.
bedtime because Oakley wakes up at like 5:30 in the morning.
I love this for Liam.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is so
Liam's
exciting.
actually on an Alex schedule.
Yeah, no, I'm waking up fucking bitch ass early. It sucks. I don't like it, but I deal
Welcome
with
to the
it.
club.
5:30
The
is
guy
too
in
early
sleep
in the
medicine
morning.
is finally getting
If
sleep.
the sun isn't up, why am I?
Oh, no, he's not getting
we're
yet
done.
early.
I love getting up before the sun and then watching a beautiful sunrise with my coffee. The little things in life.
I also get up before the sun, but that's
That's
because
because
the
you guys
sun
have
doesn't.
no sun.
Yeah,
I also get up before the sun because I have to friggin' work.
That's fair.
4 a.m. I wake up gasping from a night terror, and then I peel my eyes open as the sand has glued them shut, and then I roll over to my
I
phone
know where
because
this is
we're all
going.
hopelessly addicted to our phones, and I see your ass on the thing going fucking unposted, unbothered, 4 in the fucking morning. You're like about to get my second workout in, and I just start screaming, "Fuck you!"
Okay, first of
And Erin
all,
wakes up. She's like, "What happened? What happened? Nothing. It was just a nightmare."
He's not wrong. The fact that you post those at 4 in the morning, I'm always like, what the fuck, Alex? Go to bed.
I think that was the thing that surprised Joey the most is like literally I would wake up and I would just hop out of bed and I'd have so much energy and he was like, what is happening? And I'm like, yeah, I'm awake. I'm ready. So
What happened to setting the bar in hell?
oh, that's right.
Make
When
the
I
bar
wake
lower.
up, I'm really tired and it's really hard for me to get out of bed.
There, now I feel
I
better.
like that much better.
I've always been a morning person. That's all I have to say.
I wish I could.
I
be a
tell
morning
tell
person.
everyone that. Like I am but I hate it because I can't sleep in. Literally, I have to take sleep supplements to get me to sleep in. So I like tell people I'm like it's just how my body is and it's like it's cool because then it's nice when I do get enough sleep. If I don't get enough sleep, it sucks. So pick your battles, people. You don't have to wake up at the same time as me. I'm glad I can grace your feed early.
I do look forward to those every morning.
Alex
'cause
is the pre-show
it's
for the
fun
rest
to
of
watch.
us.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Liam and I have bedtime.
Yep, I gotta go to bed.
So I'll sign off. Jesse, thank you for joining us for this crazy roundtable.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting discussion.
Welcome to the crew.
Don't be a dick.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, that's right. None of us said that. Jesse said that actually in the beginning.
Yeah, I did.
So he got it in before everyone tuned out.
That's right.
What did he say?
I gave, when we did the short introduction, I said my socials, progressive.overhaul on all platforms, even though I don't really upload most of my stuff to TikTok because TikTok hates me. So, go to Instagram.
Well, TikTok hates all Canadians at this point.
Yeah, I firmly believe that.
Once it's gone for us, they're going to go for the Canadians.
Probably. It's already gone in Canada.
They took it down?
You guys can't.
Our government already kicked TikTok Canada out of Canada.
So what do you guys use? This is a whole conversation. I apologize. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok under the Alex Allen. Mike needs a plan.
That's me. Be kind to yourselves, everybody.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Unless it's being rated.
Hey, wasn't that a great time listening to the podcast? You were just, I'm assuming you were just listening to In Moderation. So if you go ahead and hit the 5-star button, is that a thing? The like button?
That's a thing.
No.
Yep.
The like button
5
on YouTube.
stars.
If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Not the dislike button. That's a bad button. The
Bad
like
button.
Bad
Don't
button.
touch.
Hit all the other buttons. The share. You can go check out
all those things.
Subscribe. Go check out our Patreon. Yeah. We do have a Patreon. It's free to join if you want, or you could give us some money. That'd be really cool, like $1 or $2. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have.
That's where you'll find all the news for this.
We're super appreciative. You can find all sorts of other stuff there. We do giveaways. I think sometimes.
Sometimes.
All that. Yeah, absolutely. So, peace.